After obtaining the ability to sacrifice Argre, I eagerly returned home. And there he was, screaming his lies and his filth to Fairgrey I, who was literally starving.
I have had enough. Argre the Sloth, step forward to be forgiven, for I am a merciful god.
Argre, the idiot that he was, suspected nothing and seemed happy that all was forgiven.
Until he realized nothing was forgiven, you little shit. I can taste your hatred. It runs through me. It gives me strength. I will feast on your flesh and burn your bones upon the bonfire.
The flock was so thrilled to see that traitorous heretic trash obliterated and consumed by the one true God. And with that, order in the cult was restored. I began finishing up Fairgrey's request for decorations within our glorious cult, and then as the sun set, I began indoctrination of our newest member. His name was Alnatre. Can't wait to see what his traits are. Okay. What? The actual... I'm fine. So we named him Thaw the Stubborn and transformed him into a bunny rabbit, and then welcomed him to the Brotherhood. Wow, I'll never get over how cute this is.
Go tend the farm, you stubborn little shit.
Now I know that it was nighttime and everyone was ready for bed, but today was a big day. The dissenter was dead, decorations were placed, and we had a new cult member. It was time for a celebration, so the cult gathered and we held our first ever bonfire.
Dance! Dance around the burning bones of Argre the Damned! Let this serve as a reminder to you all who the one true God is.
The cult was pleased with the bonfire ritual and faith was restored. It was finally time for bed. Until Ratau decided to dig himself through my floor. You know we have a door, right? Every time you do this, you desecrate my holy temple, you piece of shit. Ratau informs me that by increasing the loyalty of my flock, I will gain even more power. Wow, so if my flock is loyal, I'm a stronger cult leader? What a shock, I would have never guessed.
I'm going to kill you one day, Ratau. Mark my words. I'm going to kill you.
Before leaving, Ratau invited me back to his place, just north of our glorious cult, the Lonely Shack. I'll go check it out later. Ratau has a habit of pissing me off, so I need some time in between visits. Besides, we had a glorious indoctrination to attend. This ex-heretic's name was Barbados. Let's hope he turns out to be a little bit better than the last. To my shock, he actually had a good trait, which was promptly followed by 2 poor traits. Still, he was my first follower since Fairgrey with something positive in his traits. He was special to me, so I named him Bane the Friend. And with that, he was welcomed into the cult as a friendly little fox guy.
Now be a good friend and worship your new god and master.
With that, we incorporated some new sleeping arrangements and proceeded to bless our wonderful growing flock. The cult members were eager and excited to be blessed by their wonderful god. Yes, bask in my glory, you little bastards. Afterwards, Thaw the Stubborn approached me with a strange request. I guess he was tired of eating berries because he suddenly wanted to eat grass? Sure, fucking weird, but okay. Upon attempting to oblige Thaw, I came to the unfortunate realization that we were actually out of food. The flock was far from starving, but if they were, I think we'd be in trouble. Luckily, the crops were finally ready for harvest, so we tended to them, and I made a few berry bowls before heading out. It was time to go visit Ratau at the Lonely Shack. I walked in to find the place completely empty until Ratau did the usual thing and burst through the floor. What is wrong with you? Ratau then requested I join him for his favorite game, a game that he called Knucklebones. I was happy to oblige, but first proceeded to steal whatever things he may have laying around his lonely shack. Then it was time for a game of Knucklebones. Wow, you suck at this. Get wrecked. After embarrassing Ratau at his own game, I then proceeded to steal some stuff outside, like berries and divine inspiration from his pathetic altar. And with that, it was back off to the cult. Upon returning home, I prepared some meals and then began my divine duty of blessing my flock. Upon reaching Fairgrey, I bestowed a gift to him which I had stolen from that idiot Ratau.
Fairgrey, I love you so fucking much.
Fairgrey was so overcome with joy that it overflowed into divine inspiration, and he bestowed a doctrine slab to me. Before heading to the temple, I realized that I could upgrade my cult once again. I quickly noticed a demonic summoning circle. Yes, the power we need. Though, to properly possess my flock with demonic entities, we first needed a missionary. And so, we unlocked the missionary, and then we were finally off to the temple to declare a new doctrine for our flock to live by. Since we'd been a tad low on food before stealing berries from that idiot Ratau, I decided the cult should learn the proper way of subsistence and stop eating so goddamn much. Here we were faced with an important choice: a ritual fast, forcing my followers not to eat for 3 full days, or a ritual feast, which would refill their hunger and give a tremendous faith boost. It was clear to me the ritual feast would send the wrong message. The last thing I wanted was for my followers to become sluggish and spoiled. They needed discipline. They needed to learn how the world really worked. We had far too much work to do and far too many important matters to attend to constantly be worried about what we're gonna have for lunch today. And thus, the new doctrine was weaved into the very fabric of our religion. My religion. With that, the flock finally departed and Ratau did not burst through my floor this time. Fixing that hole was getting old. After the new doctrine, I proceeded to cook some grass for Thaw the Stubborn, and then Fairgray approached me with yet another request.
I'll do anything for you, Fairgray.
Enjoy your grass, I guess. Fairgray asked that I raise the faith of our flock with a sermon, a ritual, decorations, and blessings. And we'll get right on that. But first, Thaw the Stubborn wanted to thank me for his delicious grass, I guess. With that out of the way, I realized I could finally build a demonic summoning circle.
This is where the fun begins.